Hello, everybody. Welcome to Candid Conversation, Season 2, Episode 9. I am your host, Shakira Sampson, and we are joined today by the beautiful Ashunti Whitfield, world traveler, women's advocate. I'm just super excited to have you here.
I'm excited as well. And when you were just introducing this, I'm like, episode 9, that's perfect. Because I'm a child of Oya. And so that's number 9. So I'm like, oh, this was perfect. This was perfect.
Divine timing, okay?
Exactly.
Y'all, welcome so much. Welcome to Candid Conversations. As I mentioned before, this is season 2, episode 9. The topic is watching old layers fall. Candid Conversations is a safe space for women and young girls to come, to emote, to talk about topics that have impacted or have the ability to impact your emotional wellness in this thing called life. Okay. Today's topic is going to be transformational. It's going to be amazing. If you are here and you are live and you are watching this with us live today, share the live. Invite your friends into the space, invite the people into the space, share the live. I'm going to lead by example and I'm going to share the live right now as well. So let me go ahead and
Share the
share
live.
the live.
Share the live.
So let me go do that right now. I hope that everybody is doing well. I hope that your spirit is fed this morning. And if it's not, and if you're not, I mean, you will
No,
by the end of
bad
this
lives.
time. Okay. Um, we are super excited to have you. Again, today's topic is watching old layers fall. Okay. We are going to unpack just life. We're gonna walk through Ashanti's journey of like evolving and transforming into the beautiful Iya that she is today. We are going to just really talk like two girls. If y'all don't know, Ashanti is my sister. We went to college together. We pledged in a sorority together, and we essentially do life together. She was a bridesmaid in my wedding. She is my spiritual covering in so many ways. Like I just love her. I love her. So I'm just honored to be able to share her with y'all today. And if you can hear us, I need y'all to like give a thumbs up or something in the chat so that we can make sure that y'all can hear us. But we're gonna keep on flowing through. And if you say you can't hear us,
Let us
then
know.
we'll pivot. So Shanti, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, and then we'll dive on in.
Hello, everybody. As Shakira, it's like hard to top that because you already just did the introduction. But hello, everybody. My name's Ashanti. So Shakira's point. I'm her line sister. How many years ago did we meet?
Oh my God,
Do
2009.
the math on that, okay? So we've met then, and since then, our life has just transformed to something beautiful. As she did state again, I am her spiritual sister, her spiritual advisor. Well, I didn't even know I was this until a long time, but again, I've been an Iyalorisha for about 3 years coming up. I'm also a Yaya through Paulo. I love traveling, been through what 36 countries.
Yes.
I'm a women's advisor, especially with Target. Through my previous companies, I'm always for women. It don't matter whether we wrong, we right. I'm riding for women's rights throughout the company. And that's a little bit about myself. Look, look how nervous I transform. I'm a little nervous now. I'm like, oh snap.
We're gonna transmute that energy. We're gonna transmute that energy because we some beautiful butterflies and we soaring our wings today. Okay, so let's dive in. Let's dive in.
Mhm.
Let's dive
Let's
in
get into it.
to the chat. Okay, Ashanti. So we're talking about watching old layers fall, right? And so what I want to know from you is what does watching old layers fall mean to you personally?
That's a lot to digest, especially given if you truly knew me from what high school, if you
Mhm.
even knew me in college, if you knew me 4 or 5 years ago to today, I'm a completely different person. But what does that look like as being vulnerable? What does that look like? It means standing in situations where you're afraid to let go, releasing what no longer serves you. Um, most importantly, asking for help when you're vulnerable. I think the biggest thing that women have a problem with, myself, is like we're so strong. And we wear that as a cape and we wear it as an armor, like, hey, I'm a black woman, I'm assertive, I'm dominant, I'm gonna do this. But again, watching old ladies fall, be like, hey, it's okay to say, hey, I need help. It's okay to say, man, I'm not in a mental good space right now. It's okay to make that phone call to your girls if you ain't spoke to them in months. Like, and that's another thing. It's just like realizing that, hey, back in my old days, I had time to be there for everybody. I was always picking up, calling, texting. But watching my old days, like, hey, I can't tend to you the way I want to tend to you. I gotta fill my cup. But if you need me, I'm there for you. And a lot of watching old lady fathers, watching yourself lose people in your life, and that's not always easy to do because you love these people and you don't want to see them and you always picture what forever may look like, but God has a plan for you. And I think my biggest thing that I always tell people is like life is a journey. It's like a GPS. Like you're always, when you came to this planet, you came to this earth, you were destined to hit to this destination. Now, whatever you decide to do with the GPS, you go left, you go right, whatever you may do, it's gonna always recalculate to get you on track to what your purpose and this destiny is. However, on this bus, it's an 8 passenger bus. So you can only have 8 seats on this bus. And so people got to get off this bus in order for others to get on to help you navigate to where you are. And that's a little bit about what life is looking like.
Absolutely. I love that. I even love the analogy of like, this is a, like, you have a bus and like
Mhm.
this is an 8 passenger bus, and at some points in time in our journey, different people get off the bus, and you have to make room for other people to get on that bus. I think so often some people can be a bit closed-minded as it relates to like that bus and like the art. I think it's the art of like releasing to receive, releasing
Absolutely.
to receive. And I call it an art because sometimes it's beautiful and then other times it is really ugly. It is really ugly and it don't make no sense. And you coloring all outside the lines and you just might be splashing paint on that canvas. But at the end, it ends up being something so beautiful. And I also love like how you kind of walked us through, right? Like your journey, your transition of like, basically indicating I'm not the person that I was when Shakira even first met me, right? I'm not the person I was 2 years ago. I'm not the person I was last year. And in some ways, we're not the people that we were yesterday. We should be
Absolutely.
evolving and transforming, transitioning, and watching these old layers fall daily. Now, can you recall a specific time when you felt a part of your identity was shedding? What triggered that shift?
All right, I will share this part. I will share this. It's my Yahweh year. And certain people who are a part of that journey was like a year of all white. Like, that was one of the times in my life, like, I was like, yo, what the fuck did I just do with my life? Like, I done shaved my head. I'm walking in public with all white people looking at me crazy. I'm like, what is going on? But the things we do for spirituality. But during that time period, I will share, it was a time of solitude for you to reflect. You couldn't go out. You couldn't be around people. You were forced to sit in your season. You were forced to sit in that period
Yeah,
where you have people that, they can't sit with themselves. They always here, they always there, they always there. It was nowhere to run. You couldn't drink alcohol. You couldn't smoke. You couldn't do none of this. You had to literally face whatever you were going through, face your insecurities. You had to face whatever trauma you went through as a kid because why are you keep doing these bad habits, whatever keeps repeating. On top of that, oh my gosh, girl, you really, I knew the question was coming, but it was just like, it watching your own self and watching people love you for you. Like,
yeah.
I had my coworker, we got so strong. Her name's Shakuria.
Hmm.
I remember
Of
Shakuria walking.
course, so similar to mine.
Exactly. I remember she was walking with me, and I'm like, "Is this? Am I embarrassing you right now?" Because I had my whole white umbrella up, and she was like, "No, my family Muslim, girl. I'm used to it." Because I was just like, I know she felt everybody looking at us, but it just shows you like who was in your corner during them times. Because you also had people like, "Ooh, what the fuck is Shanti over here doing? Like she trying something new. She what's the fuck they said? Oh, she's in a cult or whatever the fuck the shit they was saying." It was just like. It was just so much negativity, but it was also positivity. So you had the people who really, in that time, you had the people who really supported you, and
Yeah.
you knew, like, dang, we really locked in right now. Like, they really love me for me right now.
Absolutely. I think regardless of like the transition or the pivotal moment in our lives where the transition actually is like, you evolving, like you coming into you, right? I think it's so important and I think it's beautiful, as you said, to first I mean, I don't want to put an order on it, but in my mind, like things make sense in orders. And so to me, I think it makes the transition more beautiful and it makes the transition kind of less lonely when you have understood that art of that bus and those seats and like the releasing to receive. Because when you were just, explaining like your journey with during your year and you were with Shakiria, and imagine if you were closed off and be like, yeah, no, you wouldn't understand. And so I'm just not going to talk to you. I'm just going to be to myself. That could have been an even more, I'm sure there were some lonely days still because like it's your journey. And so your journey is unique to you. But that could have been even more of a lonely journey for you. So I love what you said about, like identifying within yourself first, like this is a transition. This is actually not just an internal transition or shedding that's happening, but the person that's close to me, which in this case with Shakiria, she got to see the ins and the outs on the external, and
Mhm.
she didn't shift and she didn't bow and she didn't like be like ashamed of your journey or of you. And I think that that is beautiful. And I think that in every journey that we go through in life, it is so critical to have people in our corner that will genuinely love and accept the whole person of who we are. Because baby, I can be Shakira the philosopher. I could be Shakira, the poet. I could be Shakira the author. I could be Shakira the goof troop. I could be Shakira the song star. I could be Shakira the wife, the homemaker, the Southern Belle. But in very few spaces can I be all of who
Absolutely.
I am. And so I think that that's so beautiful, that you had that support. Excuse me. I don't, they trying to block my throat chakras and it's not happening. I'm talking today. I am talking today, okay? Um, so what I want to know is what was the most uncomfortable part of outgrowing that old version of yourself that you were once proud of?
I think one more time, Shakira, because I want to make sure I get this right. One more time.
Yeah, what was the most uncomfortable part of outgrowing like a version of yourself that you were once proud of?
Exactly. I knew that's exactly. I just want to make sure I process. Honestly, for me, Shakira, it's the people not letting you be who you are now. It's the people that want to bring up the old you or the old past or the things you used to do. It's like, hey, when I knew what I knew, that's what I knew. But I know better now, and I'm
Yeah,
not that same person. So again, don't meet me or constantly bring up my past about who I was. Like that's who I was, but that old me again brought who I am today. Those mistakes or how I was in the past, that makes the version I am today. But don't continue to hold me to my past. Or don't continue to hold me to that old version of myself. And I think that's the most uncomfortable piece of it. It's like, hey, you ever I don't even know the best analogy because I'm usually have a great analogy, but it's just like let me be free, let me be who I am now. Like I don't want anybody to bring up like shit 10 years ago, 15 years
yeah,
ago. You
yeah,
remember when you used to yeah, I remember we had a great time when we used to do that now, but we older now. We
yeah,
can't do that part now.
yeah,
And I think that's the toughest thing, honestly. It's just like when you growing as a new person or when you're trying to live a different lifestyle, you always get try to suck back in by old people or people that you're no longer with, like, hey, well, even if you hear like somebody's doing something positive, matter of fact, watch people like that when you're doing something positive and then they be like, well, I remember she used to this. Like, what does that have to do with who this person is right now while we're celebrating her where she is right now? And
yeah,
so I think that's the most uncomfortable thing is like, hey, I'm a new person. I ain't running this and I ain't doing this. But if you want to continue to harbor on that, you can get you can get left in the past because clearly if you're bringing up that old version of me, that's the last version of me you remember.
yeah.
So
That's so good. Like, and so real because I'm gonna keep going back to the bus. Like
But hold on, but why you going back to this bus?
I'm gonna
Let's just
keep going back to the
we can
bus.
keep going back to this bus, but let people. I just want to say, people can get back on your bus in your life,
Yes.
okay? But those people on that bus are where you need, are what you need in that season right now. Because again, you can go down to Florida and have a sunny season, aka a good summer and a good winter, or a good summer, meaning everything is fine. Or
Yeah.
you can go way out to where is it? Oregon, where it's raining all the time. That's your rainy season. But the people on your bus at that time on your bus, those are the people that you need to help you get through that season. Okay, but go back to the bus. I just want to make
Yes.
sure we clarify the bus.
Absolutely. Thank you for clarifying the bus. I feel like the bus is resonating with me. Um, because it is so important, as you just said, right? Like in different seasons of our lives, we have different people. And it doesn't mean so, for example, 10 years ago, I just was blessed to be still on the bus. You know what I'm saying? But I wasn't always like next to you on the bus. I just was on the bus. You know what I'm saying? Like it makes a difference. But 10 years ago in the bus, you reached out to me in a different way.
10
And
years ago.
somewhere along the line,
Where were we 10 years ago?
10 years ago, what was 10 years ago? It's 2025.
Like
Um, that was
2015.
2015.
So I had to be about
So
25.
baby, you was in you still in corporate.
Texas. I was in Texas. I was in
Yeah,
Texas. I ain't gonna name the employer. I was in
yeah.
Texas. I think I was. Yeah, I was there. I was in Texas.
Mhm.
Go ahead.
Living your best life still. Okay. Living your best life still. But I think the different iterations of Ashanti, right? The different versions of Ashanti that has continued to just ascend is what I want to call it. Um, because that's what you've done. You just continue to ascend into different levels of you, but the different levels call you deeper into yourself. And I think, going back to the bus, not everybody at certain seasons can handle the depth of who you are in those seasons. And so, to your point, like you have some people on your bus during a season that, let's say, like,
The fun times, the
yeah,
summertime. Everybody want to be on the bus when we talking
yes,
shit.
yes,
When the money coming in, the bonus checks, we out the country. Everybody want to be on the damn bus.
hello. And then you have the other
The
seasons.
winter, the
It's
coldest winter
cold.
in what's that? Game of Thrones. Winter is coming.
Yes, yes. And I don't want to say it's lonely, but you
It
might not
is. Call
have
it
as
what it is. In the
many.
winter, you go through seasonal depression. In the
Yeah,
winter, that's when all the holidays come. And God forbid you single and you see everybody booed up. And you like, damn, why not me? Like, and
yeah.
it's like, let's call it like we ain't never want been one to shy away from words. Like,
Absolutely.
so,
Absolutely.
and then in the winter, let's be honest. In the winter, you're more likely not to pick up the phone in the winter because you're going through your own shit. Okay, everybody out celebrating, and you're going through your own season of solitude where you want to be by yourself. And during that period, you can't show up for others. So God forbid you have a friend that's clingy and be like, "Oh, you ain't picking up my phone call." God damn, I'm, I'm processing shit.
Right.
Like, God
Right.
forbid you got work, you got motherhood, you got bills. God forbid you ain't got no shitty nigga in your life. Like, going through situations or women problems, men problems, whatever problems you're going through that people tend to forget. So it's just like, hey, but go ahead, my girl. I'm
What
sorry.
you're saying is, regardless of who's on your bus, when they're on your bus, the main character is the bus, and the bus is you. And you are going to go through different like journeys, different paths. You're the bus. So you might be driving or riding through snow, rain, sun, sand, water, whatever it is. But you have to always be mindful and bring it back to yourself and what you need, and realize, like, hey, I actually have capacity to give in this transition of my life or in this season of my life. But actually, in this season of my life, I no longer have capacity to give. I need to receive. And part of that receiving, what I also heard you say, is it has less to do with what I used to do, who I used to be, what I used to like, and more to do with where I am today. and what I need in my life today. So
Absolutely.
who my girl, respect to the law. No, 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 no. But respect where I am today. Okay. And I love that. I think for me personally, when I think about like the most uncomfortable part of outgrowing a version of myself that I was once proud of, I think it was me like feeling like accepting that I'm changing. Like, because I was so in love with the previous version of Shakira.
Let me
And
ask you a question. What was that version? What does that version of you look like?
oh my goodness, that version was like, she was she was so meticulous, and in a way I still am, but just not like on steroids like I previously was. but
Mm-hmm.
but like she was so meticulous about everything. She was a little bit self-conscious, but in other ways she was so free. She was so free, like free to say what she wanted, free to do what she wanted, free to do be where she wanted, free to wear what she wanted, free, just free. And I loved that version of myself because it didn't require so much like thinking, and like I didn't feel like I was in a box, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then life started to change. And as life started to change, I started to realize, like, well, really question myself. Like, is this really you? Or is this the you that you were taught and or told to be?
Mm-hmm.
And you just made yourself comfortable in this box of you. And my reality was like, dang, this ain't even me for real. This is a version of me that like I started to I love, but I love it because somebody told me to love it. I
Mm-hmm.
like it because somebody told me to like it. I resonate with it because it's what I grew up doing. It's who I grew up knowing and all the things. And so that shedding and me realizing like not only am I outgrowing me or this version of me, I also have to get to know the new version of me. And I think the second part of why it was difficult was because of realizing like I might have to let some people go along the way, and maybe not permanently. Like I never think like, oh, we're never gonna talk again. I never think that, but
Shit.
I never think that. But in this version of my life, like you don't have you do not get to have that much access to me like you did before. You
Yeah,
just
that
don't.
absolutely those boundaries. Let me ask you a question.
Mhm.
How did people respond when you started putting boundaries up when you always didn't do it? Was that hard, or what was that? What was their response like? Did they project how they felt upon you? Like, dang, you acting funny. Like, walk me through that.
Some people did. Other people, like you said, like people who love the whole you, people who know the whole you, or are invested in the whole you. There we go. Um, those people, which is it was only a few of them, few of y'all,
Yeah.
um, y'all, um, those people did not shapeshift, if you will. They didn't
Mhm.
like project or anything of that nature. But then there were some people who did, and that just looked like, I'm not gonna lie and be very. This is a safe space, y'all. Candid Conversations is a safe space, not just for y'all, but for me too. Okay, and so that that honestly, at first, it felt like, well, what's wrong with me? Like, did I do something wrong? It made me second guess what at the time of me putting those boundaries down, I didn't second guess. I
Mhm.
knew I needed to do it. But because of how it looked like I was making that other person feel, and the reality is not just a look, but genuinely how my boundary was affecting this person that I care about,
Mhm.
it sometimes made me like, okay, wait, maybe I shouldn't have that as a boundary because I'm hurting someone that I love. And I'm not gonna lie, I did have moments where I would just like fold on my own boundaries.
Mhm.
And when I would go back, I would immediately feel discomfort. I would immediately feel checked like, no, this is not what you need. This is not how you need to engage with this individual, or you don't need to be doing this activity anymore, or you don't need to be going to do that no more. I would feel disheveled within myself. So it was like
Mhm.
an internal compass check, if you will, of like, that version doesn't fit anymore. So it's time to like do something different. And it's okay to embrace this different. And if they can't embrace your different, it doesn't mean that they are a bad person. It doesn't mean that they are just this evil being or anything of that nature. It just means that there is a disconnection, there's a misalignment, and they're not meant to be in this season with you. And you have to accept that as well. And so when I started to accept that, I started to have to grieve the friendships. I had to grieve those connections, and grieving people who are still like living and breathing is really difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and especially people who you still have access to. And it's like you remember, to your earlier point, of like all the good times that we had and all the fun that we had. But it's like you're ascending into a higher place, into a different place. And so it's not to say again that that person is not meant for you or that person is horrible or bad. It just means in this season of your life, you need to make room for somebody different who can add to where you're going.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. That leads me to my next question. How do you handle the grief that comes with letting go of familiar patterns or people? What do
Oh,
you do?
girl. I pray. And I know that sounds so cliche. I know that sounds so cliche. But if people know me right now, I probably pray like 4 or 5 times a day. Like I don't leave my house without praying. But I'm gonna tell you what the prayer says as well. It say, "Hey, God, open my eyes to the things you want me to see. Close my eyes to the things you don't want me to see. Open my ears to the things you want me to hear. Close my ears to the things you don't want me to hear. Do not let my words bring destruction upon me. Allow my words to manifest, bring love, prosperity, blessings, good health, and wealth into my life.
Ooh,
God, please, bye." Here's the next one. God, please remove anybody from my life that does not bring blessings or prosperity to my life. Do not let me be connected to anybody who's not equally yoked to me. God, if I even try to fight you to bring these people back in my life, remember that I'm the one who asked for the disconnect because they will not align me to where I need to go in life. God, please protect me against those that smile in my face but try to stab me behind my back, and just continue to let me walk into my purpose. That prayer alone has removed so many things from my life, and I don't even fight it anymore. Because at first I used to be, I used to watch. I mean, this is my prayer, say it all the time, every day, and I
I
used to
can
watch.
tell. Baby, you roll that off the tongue, honey. Like,
And I watch people leave out, come in, or I watch people been gone. And I'm like, and then sometimes I sit at home and I be like, damn, I really miss this person. Like I really fuck with this person. And
yeah,
it's just like, nah, like if it's meant to be, it'll happen. But spirit sees so much stuff that we don't even see. They in rooms that we not in. So hey, if they gotta go, they gotta go. They not aligning to where I need to be, and that's okay. Because for me, anybody who know me, I'm gonna lead with love. Like everything I do with love and intention. I ain't got no ill will in my heart for nobody. Like I love you and I'm doing it with love. If I ain't fucking with you no more, then hey, it's out of love. I still wish you the best, but
yeah,
don't think I'm a key with you. I ain't never been good with holding my emotions or hiding or with my emotions on my sleeve. So you know I ain't fucking with you if I'm not. But again, I still love you though, if that makes
yeah.
sense.
It makes a lot of sense. The butterflies in the chat, like, put the prayer in a text. I need it. So you owe us that. Put the prayer in the chat. Make sure y'all follow Ashanti at Mischievous on Instagram. She gonna put that prayer in the chat, honey. And because we need that prayer, baby. The way you rolled that prayer off the tongue is evident that it's just that is your daily. It's evident. It's on you. It's in you. And I personally was gonna ask for the prayer offline, but they're like, no, we need it. Everybody asking for the prayer, okay? So make sure you share that prayer. Um,
The last part of that prayer, I'm gonna put it in the chat. But
mhm,
make sure your feet and your hands don't step into past or places or lead you down the wrong road that you ain't got no business getting into.
mhm.
And that's it. It's a long. I promise you, the prayer like 20, 30 seconds. And once you
Yeah,
get it every day, but
yeah,
I encourage everybody, don't make it into a Sierra prayer. Make it into like turn it into what connects with you all. Like everybody's situation is different, but for me, it has transformed my life. I can honestly say that. Like I don't worry or stress about anything that I used to stress about in the past. Like it's all in God's hands, right?
absolutely, absolutely. I love that. Yeah, everybody is asking for the chat for the prayer in the chat, and I love that for us. Um, so my next question is, what warning signs do you personally notice when your emotional health is being neglected?
I'm act like we back in school. One more time, read the question.
Yes. What warning signs do you personally notice when your emotional health is being neglected?
Man, listen, that is so deep. Like that is so deep because I look at it from all aspects. Like you got your mental health, but we ain't even talking about that. But I fully believe that your mental and your emotional health is so tied together. The first thing for me for my emotional stuff when I feel like I ain't gonna lie to you. The first warning is when look at the phone, I be like, oh hell no, I'm not picking this up right. Like I don't have the energy to talk. I don't have the energy to text. I don't have the energy. That's a sign that I'm not taking care of myself emotionally right now. When I'm depleted because I'm trying to okay, you gotta have a full cup. And for me, I'm gonna give everybody all I got, but you gotta have some for you.
Yeah.
And so once I start seeing like emotionally I can't show up for somebody or I wake up already, like I ain't even left the house yet and I'm like man, what the fuck I gotta go to work? Like, I hate this job. Like, I mean, we all do it, but that's my first time because I'm not one to look at like from that place. Like at the end of the day, you got to look at life from a glass full type perspective. And I'm not saying that just to be joking. I'm dead ass serious.
Yeah.
Like it's people out here who want the life that you all have. Like at the end of the day, it's somebody praying for the job you got, praying for the car you got, praying for the house you got, praying for the man you got, the kids you got, the lifestyle you got, the educational experience you got. It's somebody out there who wants your life.
Yeah.
And one thing I will say, and I know we're gonna talk about travel soon.
Hmm.
Traveling changed my life for the best because I went out there into all these countries and seen poverty. I went to these countries and where I saw, hey, they don't have food stamps, they don't have Section 8, they don't. If you don't get up to go make something out your life, or you don't go get up and go get it, you're not gonna have it. And so that's what changed my perspective to make sure that I'm looking at life in the right lens. Like there's people out there here who got health issues, who got cancer, who got all of this. And so, who am I to complain about whatever the hell I'm complaining about? Because 9 times out of 10, it ain't worth complaining about. It's God putting me through a season. Um, I know I'm about to go off topic. I'm sorry, but just hear me out. God putting everybody in this group chat or this life through a season for a reason. Anytime you feeling like life is beating you up, it's a reason for that season. Like it's a reason God is trying to teach you something. We can't always have winning seasons, and so if we always have winning seasons, we'll never know what it's like to lose. We'll never know what it's like to not appreciate the things we have. And so in that season of rain, like we talked about on that bus, like it helps you to appreciate the things you got. So when I look at it from an emotional point, I'm gonna go back to the question, like how do I realize emotionally I'm not there? It's when my body feels draining. It's when I can't be there for other people. It's when I feel the pressure of the world on my shoulder. Like, hey, I gotta be there for my family. I gotta be there for my friends. I gotta be there for my coworkers. I gotta be there for everybody because everybody's dependent on me. And we don't even talk about the struggles of being the first oldest girl out the family. Like your whole family, you feel like you got to take the weight
Feel
of
like
your
we
whole.
need another candid conversations on that topic, but yeah.
Like you feel like you gotta always be there for your family. Like it's certain emotional things. Like you really gotta make sure your cup is straight. And God forbid you got other stuff going on. So again, just to your question, like what are the emotional signs or the emotional warnings that I realize? It's just like mentally and emotionally I'm drained. That's the first thing I know. If I can't wake out of bed and be thankful, if I can't go outside before I leave the house and be grateful thankful, if I'm not smiling, I'm drained. And I gotta ask myself, what is draining me so I can cut it out? Like is it like, and that's the next, is it a people draining you, because people will drain you? Is it work draining you? Like what is it? So
Yeah.
I'm gonna push that back to you because that was a deep one. Like I had to think about it 3 times. What are your signs?
Very similar. We're very much kindred spirits. Like I look at life as like my glass is half full. I look at situations like naturally. It's I'm trying to always find a positive in it. That could be very annoying to some people, but that is just who I am. And when I know or how I know like emotionally I'm neglecting myself is when I start looking at things from a pessimistic viewpoint. When I'm like I call it rationalizing what shouldn't be rational. Like I'm intellectualizing what shouldn't be intellectual. Like I'm trying to make sense of something that honestly nobody understands. So if I'm going down this rabbit hole or this loop and I feel drained, or I feel like everything is just negative and pessimistic, then I know, all right, Shakira, you gotta pause, you gotta back up, and you gotta like stop serving so much, whether that be in my house, whether that be at work, whether that be in my friend circle, um, whether that be in my business, my platform. There will be moments and times where I have to actually like give myself permission to take a break. Not a break from work. I'll do that. I don't need permission for that.
You do.
I do that. But like take a break even from Beauty Beyond the Mirror, like because it's such servant leadership, and it's vulnerability on Front Street. Like everything that I'm pouring out, it is my emotions, it is my heart, it is my lived experience. But sometimes, a lot of times, I'm pouring out and I'm not receiving back. And so that receiving back oftentimes comes from the quiet corners, right? Like my intimate circle, comes from my spouse, right? Like comes from my mom, my village. And oftentimes I realize, like, even when they're pouring, sometimes it's just not enough. Like I have to do it for myself. And so in
Absolutely.
this present state of my life, like I realized, like, my side will start hurting. I have some physical ailments that are, kind of in my body right now. I'm not going to just sugarcoat it. I deal with fibroids. And I believe that everything that we deal with physically is just a manifestation of what has been happening spiritually. And so I am known to suppress. And
What?
when I am suppressing, I have pain in my side from where the fibroid sits. When I'm not suppressing and when I'm pouring into myself and when I'm being intentional about relaxing and like praying, meditating, I go out and I touch my grass, baby, and like I listen to my music. I have no pain in my body. I am fine. I can move, I can shake, I can dance all the time. Like, but the minute that I'm absorbing too much or I am not getting enough out, and for me it's all connected emotionally because I wear my emotions on my sleeve. Like I'm an emotional person, and I don't think that that's negative or bad. That's just who I am, and I own that. And because I know that, and now I this physical situation has presented itself, it is a actual physical check of like, you better go do what you're supposed to do, because you're gonna be in pain. You're gonna be in pain spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and now physically. So get it together. So
But
that's what.
I think, not even I think, I know that those two elements are tied together.
Mhm.
Your mental health and emotional health will tie that together. Mental, emotional health impacting your physical health. Like, and a lot of times, like stress kills.
Yes, it
Uh, and so again, like we go back into worrying, we go back into empath. Ooh, I want to talk about that too. Like how people are empaths. I know I'm an
is.
empath. You're an empath, and
Mhm.
like how you pick up other people's energy as well. So you will start wearing other people's problems because you'll feel that energy, and that energy is tied into you. And next thing you know, you stressed out and you like, damn, I just had a happy day. Like, what's going on? Because energy travels. And
Yeah.
so you'll pick up on everybody else's problems. And now you in the house with all like, now you coughing, like, what the hell? I'm getting sick from your throat shock and all messed up, or
Yeah.
like stomach pain. And so I know we laughing, but I ain't never been so serious in my life. It's like, hey, you have to watch the energy you keep and your energy at all times. So you gotta make sure that you 100%, you gotta be you 100% and check on yourself 100% and making sure you have a full cup. Because if not, those health problems go come and you have to pour into yourself. Like I cannot stress that enough about making sure you love yourself enough. Like beauty beyond the mirror, like it's more like taking care, and how ironic, like it was not but no, seriously, like I know, right? It's like duh. But like taking care of your mental health, your physical health, going to therapy, like talking out those old traumas. And I don't even think we've got that platform, we talked about that yet, but just making sure that you healing from those past traumas that you've been through as a kid. Because if not, then that inner girl gonna keep showing up, and she gonna keep causing chaos into your regular life as you trying to grow into be somebody else different. If you got to go check that too from mental and emotional health. But I think I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry. Go
No,
ahead.
you fine. You fine. We flowing and going, baby. You right on brand. And I think that, it is true. Like the whole person, right? We
Mhm.
I like to say, we are just grown teenagers, right? Like we just grown teenagers. And that little girl inside, that teenage girl inside who presents as a grown woman, like she needs to be cared for, and she needs to be loved, and she needs to be nurtured, and she needs to be affirmed, and she needs to have space to actually show up as well. And sometimes that shows up as like being like, wow. And sometimes that shows up as like, and sometimes that shows up as like, I just need to be to myself. And other times that shows up as like, let me go to the doctor. And the doctor being the therapist or your priest or your bishop or whoever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to take care of her because as a butterfly just put in the chat, like it's a full-time job taking care of yourself. So if you neglect you from the inside out, right? Because the beauty beyond the mirror is very intentionally named. It is not all about what's external, because what you do internally precedes you externally. And so
Absolutely.
how you care for your spirit, how you care for your heart, how you care for your mind, how you care for your emotions, how you balance your chakras. Let me tell y'all something so funny. So we are line sisters. We are sorority sisters, line sisters. And for the longest, my line name is Chakra, right? Y'all, why for like 10 years, I was going around telling people my name is Chakra. And my deuce was like, girl, your name is Chakra. Like, why would you say that? And I was like, no, my name is Chakra. And she was like, she had to go give receipts. Like, no, look, this is what our big sister named you. And I was like, oh my, like, it all makes sense. And the dots didn't connect. I didn't have that realization until like 3 years ago when my journey started to change and evolve, right? Because I think when I first was given that name, I don't think I would have been open to accepting, like, why would you name me Chakra? Like, what you mean? What are chakras? Like I would have
Fast forward now. Fast
fast
forward
forward
now.
now, baby. I balance these
No.
chakras daily. Daily. But I love that. Okay. So we are 42 minutes in, y'all. Instagram is disrespectful. It's gonna cut us off at 1 hour. But I want to say this. We are going to have to end the live exactly at 1 hour. We'll let y'all know when we're done. We're not done yet, so sit still. Don't get antsy. Butterfly chat is coming up right now. If you have questions for Ashanti or for myself, make sure that you add them in the butterfly chat. We already have a question in the chat, so thank you all for joining. Put your questions in the chat. Remember, the topic is watching old layers fall. Watching old layers fall. So now, before we start drilling you with some more questions for me, let's go to the butterfly chat and see what the butterflies have for you. So, one of our butterflies has a question. How do you define true peace in this current season? And what practical actions are you taking to keep your peace? Define true peace in this current season, and what practical actions are you taking to keep your peace?
True peace for me and what that looks like for me is how do I wake up and be the best version of Ashanti every day? How do I wake up and look in the mirror and be like, you know what, you the shit today. Like despite whatever might be going on in your life, like not being impacted by it, still showing up to everybody, still showing up for everybody, but most importantly, showing up for myself. It's very hard every day to wake up and believe in yourself. It's hard every day to wake up and love yourself. But when you can do that every day, that is true peace. And honestly, I ain't never got true peace until recently. Like, this is the first season I've been in when I was like, oh, damn, God, that's what all these lessons is for. It's just like, hey, sometimes you have to remove everybody out your life and just be by yourself to find out, hey, when you were feeling down, do you know why you were feeling down? Maybe you were attached to the wrong energy. Maybe you were attached to the wrong spirit. True peace with me is taking my spiritual baths and making sure that I'm cleaning off my negative energy or cleaning off the energy that I come around. True peace for me is making sure that I have a relationship with spirit, making sure that I'm doing what I was destined to be or destined to do when I came on this earth.
Yeah.
True peace for me. It's just making sure that I can be 100% my best self every day and be authentic and not live by other people's perception of what they want me to be or what they think I should be or living up to the hype or being thinking about who I like when we open it up about who I was in my past life and how do I have people in my past tell me how I used to act versus, hey, Shanti, you a priest now. Like, so sometimes you do get that, but just not being phased or being bothered by that.
Mhm.
That's how I show up, and that's what my true peace looks like to me.
Love
What
that.
about you, Shakira? What about you?
What about me? No, I'm just kidding. How do I define true peace in this current season of my life? I think in this current season of my life, true peace is doing whatever the bleep I want to do. That genuinely, I've never. I don't think I think I. Okay, let me back up. From the outside looking in, I've always done what I wanted to do, like always. I'm the first to do a lot of things in my family, in my friend circle, in general. However, somewhere deep down, I've hid versions of myself. I've like shrunk back in a lot of ways in a lot of spaces. Present day in this current season of my life, I don't shrink back. If I don't want to go, I don't go. If I want to go, I go. If I want to say it, I say it. If I want to wear it, I'm gonna wear it. If I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. And that to me has been really, really, really like I feel at peace. I will also name what practical actions I take to keep my peace is to make sure that my chakras are balanced. And so what does that look like? That looks like for me, like when I wake up in the morning, like I evaluate my headspace. I genuinely do each morning. And I go from my head to my heart, to my core, to my root, to my all the way down. And sometimes I wake up in the morning and I literally take my little country self outside and put my bare feet in that grass.
You gotta get grounded. You
I
gotta get
literally
grounded.
like I let the wind blow on me. I talk to the trees and baby, like we have a good time. And it's peaceful for me. I love a slow morning. I drink my tea, honey. That is like peace to me. Um even just doing things that I love. Those are like practical things for me. Listening to my meditation music. I have a angels. I named the playlist Angels on my Apple Music platform. I have motivational music that speaks to me, spoken word artists, just different things to just keep my spirit uplifted and high. Those are the things that give and bring me peace and how I keep peace in my life. And when I feel that pain in my side, or when I feel like a little cloudy here, a little heavy, I pray for rain. I genuinely pray for rain. I pray for it to rain outside because I will go outside and I will stand in the rain and I will cry and I will scream and I will do whatever I need to do. And when I tell you, when I come back in this house, my wife be like, "Are you okay?" And I'll be like, "I'm great." Like it's amazing. And so those are just some practical things for me that I do. And hopefully those things will help y'all as well.
Also, you hit on something. Do not dim your damn light. If you shining too light in the room, no, if you shine, there's no such thing as shining too bright. Go find you another room because go where you go where you are appreciated. Okay, so
Mm.
no, that's one thing you did say, and I was like, God damn, she hit a good one with that one. Like it's been times I know for Shakira, it's been times, and I've been there in those seasons for some of them. Like when people are intimidated by your light, you cannot allow people to be intimidated. When somebody's intimidated by your gifts, that's because they see something in you that they don't have in themselves. So do not let them people bring you down. I tell people all the time. The only people that can bring you down are the people beneath you. Do
Yeah.
not let nobody make you feel inferior. Like, no, absolutely not. Like, shine your light, be the best version of you. God created you to be who you are. Like, embrace everything about you. Everything about you.
Everything, baby. Over here at the Beauty Beyond the Mirror, we have a slogan: faith, loving who? You. Faith, loving you. We have faith in so many other things, but there got to be faith in loving yourself, okay? Next question. I can't find it. Oh, here it is. What is something that you shed so that your daughter won't have to?
Oh shit. All right. Okay. All right. Let me tell you something. I'm not told Shakira this about 2 weeks ago. So this is like a deep, deep, deep conversation. And I hope it don't cut off because I'm gonna get it out.
Mhm.
So we're very spiritual. We believe in divination. Divination. So again, people can get readings. So we got this reading. I received a reading. It was just like, hey, you have this thing coming down from your maternal line where the first oldest daughter has this lineage rejection, and
Mhm.
basically what that means is the first daughter always reject resembling their mother. And so I reflect as my, again, I'm oversharing here, but my mom has this thing with her mom because again we all were young parents. So my
Yeah.
mom had a tough relationship growing up with her mom. My mom had me at 16, so again we had our issues there. I turned around and had Jordan at 18, and we have issues too. Like our relationship ain't perfect despite what people may believe on social media. Like we go through our shit.
Mhm.
And so what we had to do was we had to do a cord cutting ceremony
Mhm.
to relieve these, basically these maternal, we talk about generational curse. I'm trying to articulate
Mhm.
the best I can, but this
Mhm.
is one of those generational curses that's been going down through our bloodline for forever. So
Yeah.
the biggest thing for me was cutting this cord so I can show up with for my daughter. Like, hey, like this stuff, like we talk about generational curses and things passed down through heredity, but we don't talk about the trauma that's passed down from generation through generation, or the insecurities. Like you can get all of those passed down through your bloodline. So as I reflect on our relationship with Jordan, some things that I had to cut back. I had Jordan at 18. There was a lot of things that I never got to do. I never got a chance to go out and party because I was the oldest sibling. So I had to go watch my kids. Not my kids. I had to watch my siblings. See, had to girl watching my siblings. So I never had that teenage year. So growing up, when I had Jordan, I was still out there partying because I never got a party. I was still clubbing because I never got a chance to club. I didn't know how to be a mother until recently because I had to get all of that out my system. That was part of the healing that I had to do for me because I never knew what that felt like. I never knew like to go out. I never knew what it was to be Ashanti. So some of the layers I had to shed was, hey, I'm goddamn too old to be going out every damn weekend drinking. Or hey, I know I didn't go to Disney World as a kid, so people see me traveling, but it's because hell I wanted to travel as a kid. So again, I had to share that version. Again, I think people just see me. I think I took Jordan to El Salvador last year, and we just came back from Japan and Thailand, Vietnam, and South Korea. So it was just like when you know better, you do better. And I'm in this season right now where I'm shedding all that shit that she wished I would have shed like 10, 13, 10, 15 years ago so we wouldn't be in this relationship now. But I totally believe that everything happens for a reason. Um, so I had to shed again, like, well, I didn't necessarily shed, but
Mhm.
again, I had to go through these seasons and these reasons and these lessons of everything that I've been through to teach me how to be a better mother for Jordan right now.
Yeah.
Therapy helped us out as well. My mom stepping in and be like, hey, I had Shanti at 16. Like, shit, it's not easy being a single mom. It's not easy being a young mom. So that's just that.
I love that. I love that. Our last question is, how do you shed layers mentally when physically you aren't ready?
That take a whole lot of prayer. I'm not even gonna lie because that's the toughest thing ever is those mental battles. Mental, like what's that line we had when we was online?
Whatever is mentally conceived can be physically done.
And then it's another one we had with what's it with confidence?
Confidence. I don't remember the whole thing.
That was your line. You used to
It
spin it.
was,
I need you to spin it. If
but
you
twice
cannot stop.
removed from the race of life without confidence, something, something, something. I don't remember.
But basically, man, ain't no that line sisters on here. What's this shit we used to?
Danisha's on here, but
That,
I don't
ask
remember.
that.
Girl,
Ask that Nick.
you was the
I
memory.
know, but confidence basically, if you mentally, if damn, we should know this is like the back of like the race is all in your head. Like everything in everything we doing on this earth is all mentally here. Like you got to believe that you can succeed, and that takes away half every, not even half, 80% of everything that we doing right now.
Mhm.
But mentally, you got to do it. So just repeat the question back one more time because it was that confidence.
How do you shed layers mentally when physically you aren't ready?
Man, I wish I had the best answer for that. I can't. But all I can tell you is to pray about it. Like I know that sounds cliche, but again, I've seen prayer change so much stuff in my life. I've seen like you could just gotta have faith that you can do and to step out. You scared if it's fear, like you gotta ask yourself, what are you afraid of? What's the worst thing that can happen if by not taking this step? But I can tell you, if you don't take it, regret. Or you remember, it's a line like you always keep. My uncle always say, the test you keep failing is the test you gonna keep repeating. Only a woman only knows it, how tired she is. So only advice I can give to whoever asked that question, like in whatever season you are right now, wherever you are in your life, if you really, really tired of going through whatever it is that you're going through right now in life, you got to step out on faith. You got to step out into your power. You got to step out into where you are to get what you want, because insanity is doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting different results. And so again, you have to make sure that you believe in yourself. You got to invest on yourself physically, mentally, emotionally. And then I bet you, I promise you, whatever you talking about to get you to that next level, whatever you wanting to go to, whatever you're trying to get to, you take that leap of faith and ask God to have your back, ask Spirit to have your back. You know how many ancestors you got walking behind you? You know
Period.
how many spirit guides you got behind you
Heavily
right now?
protected.
Ain't nothing for you to be afraid of. You just got to believe, like, whoever, like I tell people, I know we about to run out of time. Like, your ancestors, whoever you know that's on the other side, you better pray to them. And that's where it started, to have your back to get you to where you need to be. Because there ain't nothing to be afraid of in here. Nothing. As long as you believe in God, believe in your spirit, believe in ancestors, like you good to go. The
Right.
battle here, the battle here. Once you get over that and realize, like, if I don't do this, I'm gonna be stuck in the environment that you continue to go through. You'll jump ahead and get to it. You'll do it.
I love that. I can't wait to like soundbite that. If I don't do this, I'm gonna keep reliving this loop. Y'all, thank y'all so much for these questions. We got so much. Okay, so I have it. Candace actually shared it. If you have no confidence in self, you are twice defeated in the race.
Thank you, Ken. There
Without
you
confidence, you are defeated before the race even starts. And
go.
then Danica put the definition of dexterity: whatever can be mentally conceived can be physically done. Yes, we have so many gems. They're like so many gems. This is good. Woo! Now that's a word. All these gems. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank y'all, thank
I'm
y'all.
trying to tell you. Thank you, Candace. Thank you, Dominica. See,
Yes,
what, 16 years ago, the words still
yeah.
sticking.
They
Like,
still stick. They definitely still
they
stick.
mean more now. They mean more now.
Yes, they do. I want to thank everybody so much for joining in to today's episode of Candid Conversations Live. As promised, we have some journal prompts for you before we leave you here on Instagram. But we're going to stay in this space in the studio, and we're going to continue our conversation. And if you want to hear the end of the conversation, make sure that you join the garden on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube, so that way you will not miss all the gems that Ashanti is going to drop in the second portion. The episode is going to be live next Saturday on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Make sure that you follow Ashanti on her social media platform. It is at Mischievous on Instagram. Make sure that you tap in with her. DM her if you ever need a confidant, if you need somebody to walk you through whatever you might be journeying through spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or what have you. I'm putting her out there because she's gifted and she's called for a time such as now. Okay. She genuinely means well and does everything from her heart. This is my this is my sister, and I'm sharing her with y'all because I don't believe in being selfish. Okay. So before we leave y'all, let me give you your journal prompts, okay, for the week. The first journal prompt: what have you discovered about the beauty beyond the mirror, which is you, not this platform? What have you discovered about the beauty beyond the mirror in this season? That's journal prompt number one. Screenshot it so that you can get it because I'm moving on. Screenshot it, okay? Journal prompt number two: how do you stay emotionally anchored when everything external is shifting? Start thinking about that. Start processing that. If you don't have a method, if you don't have a way, start trying some different things to see what works with you, what aligns with your spirit, what aligns with your person, and what doesn't. You don't know until you try. Okay. So, screenshot journal prompt number two. Screenshot. And then the last one: what daily practice keeps you emotionally honest with yourself? What daily practice keeps you emotionally honest with yourself? Screenshot this. We got about 40 seconds left. Ashanti, I just want to thank you so much again for being here at the Beauty Beyond the Mirror, Candid Conversations. I love you so much. I just want to thank you again for trusting us with your vulnerability. And butterflies, I want to thank you all for joining as well. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube so that you can get the second part of this chat. You don't want to miss it. I hope that y'all have the most amazing her day. Go do something for your damn self, okay? 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of the day. Love y'all and see y'all next month.